right, so it is now 2024. Gosh, an even number finally. I'm looking at this NASDAQ chart on the monthly candlesticks using my special indicator. The blue line is the last known lows looking back, straight back. And the very top blue line there is the monthly NASDAQ banging up against NASDAQ 100, banging up against the fucking top tick Tommy when you should have got out last 2 years ago. Every dotted line that's vertical is a year. You should have got out and you didn't get out. And you're like, holy shit, what a pullback. Yeah. I get the fuck out now. So my recommendation is if you're in the NASDAQ, just like when I was telling you about buy the Bitcoin when it went to the lows, I said by the end of the year, buy the Bitcoin the end of last year. I'm saying the end of this year, liquidate all your NASDAQ and buy real estate. Buy something that's concrete. Buy some hardware. Buy something that's physical. This NASDAQ's bullshit here. It could go higher, but I wouldn't fucking sit in this thing. If you own gold, get the fuck out of your gold. It's ridiculous. It's gonna fucking tread water for the next fucking 3 years. 80% of the market's gonna tread water. Now you may want to hand it over to your grandkids because, yeah, in 50 years, sure, it's going to be 3 grand, 5 grand in gold. But this isn't like a trade. That's like some piece of jewelry. And there's a lot of jewelry that's gold. There's a lot of actual stuff out there. So there's a hard asset, and then there's this fucking, unless you're trying to put your money in the bank, if you're doing a currency trade, you're in and out, take the money and run. But if you're going to hold on to this shit, I guess so. But then again, what's the price of whatever you have to buy with this shit? And does it really matter? So I got 6 things on this platform. I got 6 charts running. And I'm just using these candlesticks. I think we're all familiar with the candlestick patterns. And I think I opened up this platform to look at the, they got messages and stuff in there. And it said something about build a robot that's going to look at the moving averages, the trend, and then a particular candlestick pattern in combination with the trend, of course, because, if one filter's good, two's better. And that the filtering, gets out of control. You got 80 fucking moving averages. Oh, you know what? If one's good, a million's better. But on this NASDAQ, I think it's painfully fucking obvious that you top tick Tommy this bitch last at the end of the year in a screaming bullish candle. You have to be a fucking retard not to see this shit. So, you can read all the candles. You can have all Steve Nissan books on your coffee table. But when it comes down to it, if you just look at the candlestick body, whether it's a binary up and down, and then pay attention to the small bodies. Small bodies matter because it's the indecision of the market opening and closing unchanged at the end of the month. It's a big deal. And it's a standoff, and it's got to break. So that's the breakout trade. If you're a breakout trader, you're going to look at these dojis and gravestones and dragonflies, and you're going to say, holy shit, we just closed where we opened. Well, if you're going to do it every hour, you're going to have to do a lot of trading. But if you're only going to do it every week or every month, it's a big fucking deal, Look at this hanging man shit over here. Now you had to wait all month for this, but if you're a candlestick guy, you know you can fucking get your brain around this. It's pretty fucking sophomoric crap. Uh, Look at this, three fucking small bodies. Gee, what could possibly happen after that? Kaboom! Right. So what could possibly happen after the only? Well, there's this one too. This is a gap. This must be Christmas bullshit. And whatever the fuck this, I don't know what this gap's about. A weekend, I suppose. You just opened hard, woof, and then just this gap didn't fill. Don't forget the people selling into that. I wouldn't want to be that guy in the Nasdaq. You got to have deep pockets. This is the monthly fucking Nasdaq. Think about it, right? But so I don't know how big you're trading, but just if it wasn't about the money and it was about being right and wrong. So you want to be right and wrong. Well, if I was right, I would bet bigger if I knew it'd be right more often. Come on, don't be stupid. Of course. What the fuck is this guy? What technical analysis? Let me show you his candlesticks, son. We're a very small body, but fucking careful. Either side of that. I mean, is this going to break out? So what broke out here went up. So when there's a small body, going to keep going up, son. It's called a trend. God damn it, there's fucking trends in here. I know. Tell me about it. There's no fucking trend here. And you look at the big picture, ain't no trend. So are you really going to... Now, sure, this is your trend trade. I'll give you that. That's your trend trade. That's your trend. You're going to get in here. Brilliant. Get in here. Brilliant. You're going up, right? But then at some point, you're not going up anymore. So if you took a non-directional entry, if you hedged it, you will lose a leg. But if you're going to hang for this giant move, you're not going to notice losing a leg here. If you're going to go into a straddled hedge, buy a put, sell a put, buy a put, buy a call, sit back, and just whatever happens. Russian roulette, basically, or I'm sorry, black and red roulette at the casino. This is the kind of stuff robots are cut out for, but the frequency of the trading and how much of these moves worth, these are all unique targets, really, that are being hit here on these charts, that's for sure. And each one of these trades, had you even had the thought of like, okay, I got a trade plan for when I see a small body in the monthly. Here, give me that button. You're going to get the fuck in here, right? You're going to like, dude, that was brilliant. Yeah, put a stop back here and nobody touched it. Dude, if you could afford that stop, I guess. And of course, this is your break-even target. If that was your stop, okay, well, then just your next one. Well, you can just pyramid into position here. Just go in and get bit some more. Making higher highs, don't forget. And but at this point, small body, I'd be suspicious. Smallish body. I'm like, you know what? This could be the turning point. Here it was a continuation, but only because I see this wick being an issue. So once you clobber this price, you never even come back there. You take that out, but this is the big resistance here. Like so, triple top, punch through. We don't make it to this triple top till later on. So we're hitting it now. I'm getting the fuck out. I mean, you just can't be greedy like that. But you could. You could be very greedy. You could say, oh no, I'm going to wait till it comes back here and I'll buy some more. Yeah, but what if it does this shit? What if it's like, oh gosh, I guess I could have been in I could have bought some foreclosure because somebody's freaking out over here. Remember when lumber was up? The last time I did a video, I was doing the COVID thing, and these people, oh, lumber's spiking up through the. Oh yeah, I know. Oh yeah, that's gonna last, dude. People are gonna walk away from that fucking market. It's gonna plummet. Yeah, the AI thing's a big promise. Oh yeah, the AI is just gonna sit back and fold my arms and let AI do shit. And the AI is gonna become self-aware. Are you fucking on acid? What are you tripping on shrooms or something? It's never gonna fucking happen, dude. I can't get Windows to leave me alone. Fucking thing. Do you want to extend your warranty? No, I want to die. If you ask me one more time, I just want you to shoot me. Can I sign a contract for that? God, leave me the fuck alone. Can I just get a leave me the fuck alone card? They got this thing like a life lock. Yeah, just lock it down. I don't want to hear about it. Can you just leave me alone? Sir, we're just here to help. Not helping. It's a fucking mess. But it's so funny. Remember there was only so much diesel? That was Top Tick Tommy on that one. I mean, I used to think this was like, how could it be that stupid? It's been like this stupid for 40 years, since I can remember. Oh yeah, buy the rumor, sell the fact, or geez. But it's a brave new world now. Bitcoin's up fucking like 46,000. So everything's up because it's just inflation, but not oil. They're just cranking that shit out. What's my point? My point is the candlestick thing. All right, listen, we could go through this chart. We've all heard about the candlesticks. You can go watch this shit and you see all these patterns. Yeah, I've seen that kid that did top tick top. I've seen a hanging man right here. Hanging man. He's hanging by his little. What do I do with that pattern now? What do I do? I'd say you got to get the fuck with candlesticks. It's an at the market trade. Like, so at the end of the day, you're selling. It's up. I'm selling this fucker. Sell, sell, sell. So if you're a contrarian or you're swing trading it, you don't have a choice. I mean, if I'm gonna go fucking all out contrarian, I'm not gonna take this breakout trade. I'm not gonna take this breakout trade. I'm waiting for this thing to scream up and I'm selling. I'm like, fuck that noise. Besides, it just top tick Tommy the Wick. So the bars, if these were the bar chart, it'd be very focused on the highs and lows. Higher highs and higher lows. Every time I hear that, I get so triggered. Okay, but on closing price is different than higher highs and lower lows because they're higher lows even because you got the whole range. And you can't really make a decision that's this wide. You need a small range. So if you have a small range and a small body, there's going to be an explosion, especially in the monthly. So you don't have a lot of trading opportunities if you're waiting for a small bar and a small bar or just a small bar. Pretty tough. If this is a bar chart, you want a small bar. But with the candlesticks, it is true. What you're getting is the close here and the open here is 1 day away. So you're getting an emphasis on the closing prices because you also have the opening prices. If it was just a closing chart, you would see still a big body. Well, you wouldn't see you just see a line. So that's why I have the line chart. So I have only two charts I run was the candlestick chart is a breakout. It is a well, so is the closing line chart, but the candlestick chart is very dramatic because it's like okay, it's slammed up. It just went like a sheared candle, like a shaved candle where there's no wick and it's bullish or bearish. That's pretty intense, and it would trigger me to start buying at the market with a really wide for a swing trade. So if I saw this candle, if this was a 4 hour candle or a whatever, I'm getting in. Now here, I wouldn't add to it until this candle, so I'd buy these two. And I'd dump everything when it came back to here or better. Because this would be my sell. So if I bought this guy, I got a better color for that. Yeah, that's a fucked up color. Oh, I guess I got, here, we use a blue. I like that blue. So, if I see this, I'm buying this thing. And if I see this scream up, I'm selling. So if I wasn't in the market yet, I would get in there for sure. I think that would be my obvious entry point for my swing trading. So hard down, I'd buy it. I think the trend traders would call that a pullback. Like I said, the breakout traders are looking for a small body, which would just mean low volatility, certainly here too. Breaking out to the downside, and here if you got the leg sheared off early with big ratios, I'd start cashing out anything below here because the buyers are coming in now. Right, this is all buy, 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 and then dump. Trend traders are going to sell this. Any kind of so after a big move down, yeah, that's the trend. So this is the downtrend, that's the uptrend. You'd have to get in these things right off the bat. That's why if you have a moving average out here, then you have to wait for that fucking candlestick pattern that people are like, well, I'm waiting for a three marching soldiers down here while I've got the 55 moving average that's crossed over the. Dude, you're going to trade like once every 5.5 years. You're going to be dead by the time you get a trade on. I'd never fucking run a moving average on this shit on top of the candlesticks. Fucking kill me now. Get the gun, son. I'm ready to go. Make sure you don't miss. I don't want to have you stitch me together later and have to explain everything to everybody. What the fuck was he thinking? So on the weekly chart, it's a little higher frequency trading, but a little less risky, right? So here, the trade's going to be like, oh, there's a lot of trading here, you know? The monthly chart's very clean and obvious. Here I would have to say, down hard. I'm just going to start here. Just anywhere on the chart, I suppose, doesn't matter. Like here, down hard, I can't see what's to the left, so I'd be a little suspicious there. That's why this line looks back for me and says, oh, that goes way back. Like that could go way back. So this indicator keeps painting, so it was going here at one point, that blue line. So I would buy these new lows just because they're new lows. But on closing prices, as soon as it closed below here, I'm buying at the market. I suppose the breakout traders are going to get triggered here, and they're going to get swept away, non-directionally breaking out, just going, well, you know, this could have broke down the downside because I'd be a trend trader. That's why what's up with the non-directional hedging people that get in here are that's their money-making entry, right? We're looking for a small bar, very small bodies. We get in here. This is just no-brainer dumb shit stuff, right? I mean, but why aren't you taking that trade? Because this trade is not as expensive, but if you really load the wagon on this, it's a lot of money. Like I said, you're only getting in on small days, and as far as your stop goes, I guess you're gonna have to put it back here. This is your trailing stop too. You can treat this as your trailing stop. And once this thing breaks, of course, once it takes out this, once it goes after that, which if you remember the other chart from the monthly, this would be your scalp, just off that first tag into that area. Then here, holy shit, all aboard, right? Super trend traders, maybe add to the position. But at this point, I'd be taking it off the table here on this monster candle because I'd be selling into that. If I could afford it, I'd sell this one, hard up, hard up. Those are my sells. Might sell that one. So this 3 sells at the market on the weekly, and then sell. Probably have to cash out below this wick though, and below here. So I probably have to take these 2 off here and just cash out. Sell this one then. Definitely a big buy here. So even if I'm not in the market yet, if I see this, I'm buying here. Well, I put buy limits below here for sure. But the market trades are always going to be, okay, that's down so fucking hard that um, I may never get this price. So at one point that blue line was here. At one point that blue line. So you're kind of buying the blue line and selling the blue line on the top side. But this hard down buy. So this is a big buy because it's below the floor of this. This is a super big buy. Like, this is crazy. Plus it goes way back. It just took out this blue line. Well, not just, but when the market was back here. And this would be a buy. I already take something off the table there, I hope, for God's sake. Or this is NASDAQ weekly. And here, big fucking buys from just a blind standpoint or a hedge. Put on a hedge here. Now, this is where you take some a little bit of punishment here because this isn't a clean breakout, but it does pay off to the downside. This is a clean breakout, but it doesn't go very far. These are probably the best. And here's the inverted hammer or inverted dragonfly, whatever, upside down fuck nut. Very small body. Like, this is a nice shooting, not a shooting star, but you know what I'm saying. You know the thing. I know, shooting star, shooting dragonfly, shooting gravestone, exploding. This is a killer little small body, but where does this lead to? It's a shitty breakout trade because, okay, I made some money here, but then I just get blasted here and then it whipsaws down. This is why you can't build a singular robot that does a stupid function like that. This is going to get annihilated one day. Like, it's going to get in here. Oh yeah, we load the wagon. Actually, the robot went fucking full retard AI and we started building a big position just like a human would. We're making the mistakes humans would make. See, we're so amazing. I'm like, stop with the AI shit. The next boogie, man. I thought these pieces. They said there's plastic in the water now. I think I'm feeling it. I just got some of this fancy H2O. I'm probably gonna die now. I was just drinking from a swamp in the back, but now, what's the refined water here? There's nanoparticles, super nanoparticles that are so teeny tiny, like a virus. They're saying now everything's a fucking virus. But the candlesticks do look very they're very easy to pick out your entries, but always when you're back testing like this, always think about how many tickets you would need to do that, because I wouldn't trade one single ticket on that. I'd have to trade the breakout and the other trades. And I'd have to exploit the whole chart every week. And this NASDAQ, I'd be like, okay, it's down hard. Now, certainly, if it's down hard like this and you buy because it's just down, you haven't waited for it to close below this. But, this thing opened here and closed here, but at some point it went ripping all the way to top tick Tommyville. So it depends what kind of trade you're going to do. If you're going to put sell limits above this, which I would do. In addition, if sell limits up there, plus if I see it up there, it spent some time up. It could have been a millisecond here because this is probably maybe FOMC came out. Unless you zoom down to maybe on the 5-minute chart, it spent like maybe 15 minutes up here and then just went ripping down. And that's the best ratio in the world, right? If you could just load the fucking wagon at the edge here and then ride that back just here, not even to here. That's the trade, right? Until you get to here. So people always ask me, well, what about this? Well, no shit, what about that? Like, you put a sell limit here, holy fuck, you gotta have a big stop on that, right? To take this punishment to make this amount of money to here. Yes, if you're top tick Tommy here, much better trade. But are people going to stand in front of that train? Not many people. Put a sell limit up here, and you really, how big is this trade? But look how much money that made. You sold right here, and then you wrote it to here in 1 week. Cha-ching. And you're going to come back to the other side. So I'm trading wick to wick. Wick to wick range trading is the most money you'll ever make. Because it's a lot of work. You're going to trade all these fucking trades. Yeah, every week I got another trade come up. Yeah, looks like they're going to come and retest the highs here. This looks like resistance. I'm going to sell resistance. I'm going to buy its support. Okay, so this goes on, and it's great until, okay, unless this is your range. So if your range is this, you're different than the guy that's range is, okay, all the money you made here range trading, go, yeah, this range trading is pretty good until blast, right? So these 2 weeks, not so good at range trading. Here, this is great. You fucking the next 5 weeks, you make all this money range trade. In fact, this is not bad range trading here. This isn't really going anywhere. Oh, it's in an uptrend. Can't you see the 21 EMA? Yeah, I got you. But dude, are you fucking telling me, would you buy here and chase it? You bought everything. Now you're like, yeah, I finally waited. It finally went up. Oh, God. Then I got, oh, yeah. You know, I mean, Jesus Christ, man. You know, there's a million ways to trade. Of course, if you're going to trade with 100 tickets, which I recommend at least 100 tickets, give yourselves a fighting chance of flexibility. This way, you take the importance off of each trade. You don't give a fuck after that. If you bought, okay, so if you have 100 tickets and you put 5 tickets in here, I'm going to buy on limits here. I'm imagining that you can afford these trades, by the way. So you have master stop down here. You're like, yeah, I'm just going to buy here, here, here. Okay, I could have bought more. I had way more money in my account. I could have bought more, but I'm just going to load the wagon there. Okay, as soon as it goes up, I could take the whole thing off here, or I could let it run until it hits top tick Tommy and dump the whole thing. Or I could scale back the other way. I prefer to dump the whole thing myself psychologically. I want to clear it off, and then I'll come in with sell limits. That's my own personal preference. Dump the whole fucking thing at a logical level. Get the fuck out. Now just build the sell side. Come back the other way. Then build the buy side. I'm building the position. That's me. I'm not going to sit there and go, oh, look at I got a fucking doji and a doji and doji. Hey, Joe, put on a fucking 40 standard lots here with a stop here. Gotcha, Hank. And we're going to get out here. Great. How much money we make last month, dude? I don't know. Let me take a look at that trade we did. I couldn't do it, myself, because I'd be like, first of all, it's not much fun to have one trade like that. And it's not much fun, in my mind, say you have 40 standard lots here. If this is the NASDAQ. Okay, so I'm risking like $300,000 on this trade because we're going to make $600,000. Well, that's pretty good money. Yeah, I know, but what if they stop me out? What if they, what if SEAL Team 6 comes out and decides to kill 600 presidents at the same time? So what happens then? And the market just goes fucking nuts. Like this one here, like this 1 week here, I bet people are like, dude, it's going up. And then kablamo. It's not really going up, is it? That's crazy. Our ass is kicked on that. Or you patiently waited. You had a buy limit sitting right here at this turning point, and the market came down and tagged it and then ripped. Now that is the ultimate trade. That's the auction. Same thing here. Got a ticket sitting right at that edge. Holy shit. Came down, tagged it. Well, I guess that's support. In fact, every time it tried to probe into this vacuum, eventually it cleared it out. Eventually. And here the same thing. Once it took out this thing, wow, just busted through that. Now here was, maybe there's a scalp in there. Not really. The only scalping that'd be done is here. It hits this, and you could scalp that. That's all you're going to get. Well, we should have built a breakout bot. and just traded breakouts. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I'm not waiting for this one fucking trade. Well, it's a winning trade. Don't you want to win? Not every trader. It's just like, because this is the same kind of pattern as this. Like it stalls out like three doji in a robot, three dojis in a robot. Oh, that's gonna be a great. Well, I'm waiting for. I have this doji bot. It waits for 5 dojis and then it pulls the trigger on a $1 zillion position. It only trades once every 103 years. But dude, it kills on the weekly. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's just I know people have these holy grail things they think they could build, and every time I see them try to predict the weather, I'm like, really, you're gonna build a robot that can trade the market? You can't even fucking get the weather right, and it's coming at you, and it's like, dude, you should be able to get this. The yen's on fire tonight, so yeah, this is a big turning point. This is gonna be a crazy year. Kind of like I suppose being kind of dead year. The crazy's over. Crazy's done, man. You know, people's like gold's going to like five. I mean, I like when the banks come out with this shit. The banks going to the banks are buying the gold. Hell, son, they bought the gold. Now what are they gonna do? Sell it? Are you ready to buy at 1800? Are you ready to buy at 1500? Fucking Nasdaq's had it. Put a fork in that fucking Nasdaq already, people. Jesus Christ. Yeah, people's like, but it's bullish. Oh, it's so funny when they're talking about, well, it's a recession, it's all going to crash. It's terrible. It's just terrible. Look at this fucking Nasdaq. Just take a look at that shit. This chart doesn't go back very far. Okay, so the next issue is going to be the Bitcoin. Look at the Bitcoin's on fire. Look at this bitch. This fucker's made it all the way back to top tick Tommy of fucking 2 years ago. This is the buy zone. Anything below this. Whew. So I like to trade these boxes. The box trade. Like this is top tick Tommy, and this is when the government said, yeah, you can trade that at the exchange right here. Sure, bring your Bitcoin over to the exchange. We'll trade it for you. Yeah, we got you. Remember that? That's so cute. Kablamo. If people bought on the dip here, I wouldn't blame you. You know, I'd be buying right on these wicks here. That's a great little dead cat bounce, but then wah wah wah, and then we fall below the ultimate triple wick monthly. Holy shit. That got crazy. Super crazy. God, man, what a fucking crazy. But look at this, 4 months straight up. I'm getting the fuck out of my Bitcoin too, by the way. 46,000. Missed that bullet. Let's move on. Time to buy real estate. They're not making any more of that. Better than gold. We don't know how much gold there is, but we know how much real estate there is. I can rent it out to these undocumented organisms that are coming across the border. Where's the hot chicks, though? I'm all about the affirmative action for the hot chicks coming across the border. I like hook them up. I get them one of those little pods they can live in. I just feed them up from under the door. Something, hook them up. I hooked you up now. I have them trade the fucking Nasdaq. Have them sit there with a fucking crack pipe and pull the trigger on that trade for me, bitch. Okay, so but 4 months up on Bitcoin. Look at this thing screaming. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, I'm out of the Bitcoin, so a nice 2 year. Don't forget, there's a guy, and I'm sure there's the guy's selling right now. He's going, dude, remember this dead cat bounce? We are here. Let's get out. 2 years we've suffered. Get the fuck out of this trade already. I think you're right. So climax here, bye-bye. This is done. Put a fork in it. NASDAQ, put a fucking fork in it. It shouldn't be hard to do these yearly fucking predictions, is it? I think I'd probably buy crude oil, though. That guy in Russia that we were talking to on the stream, I think he's probably buying some crude here in the middle, fair value on the monthly crude oil. Top Tick Tommy. This is, there's only 2 weeks of diesel left. Remember that one? In the summertime. Oh my God, there's only 2 weeks of diesel. And then the dead cat bounce here. Oh, I guess it wasn't as bad as we thought. Okay. Don't forget what happened back here. Oh yeah, they had a little holiday there on October 17th over there in Israel, and that was supposed to be the end. They were going to explode the oil fields like January 16th, George Bush style, Desert Storm. That didn't happen. So the box here is going to be right starting here at the top of this and everything above that. So you're actually outside of that box right now. So I guess it's a good buy. Because you're down here at the bottom. This is a good buy too. Anything in here. But we could tread water. How many times have we tread water for a whole year? Here's a year of bullshit. Another year of bullshit. This is almost 3 years of bullshit. 2016. Right, here comes Trump. They bid it up here, came back up into this previous known thing. Huge sell-off here, and I think this had people saying, wow, that's really kind of cheap there, isn't it? And dead cat bounce. And what's amazing is this was support. And when you took that out, wow. This is right at the beginning of the year. Ruh-roh. This is pandemic right here. Can you fucking believe it? I still see these ass clowns at the fucking store wearing a mask. It's only been almost 5 years, dude. Fucking give it up, okay? It's 4 years back. Come on, man. Here's Glenn Beck selling all his stock. This looks just like the stock market, too. He's selling here. I told my wife, go sell. It's going to go to hell. It's going to go fucking negative numbers. We're going to owe money. We're going to owe money. We're all going to die. Then this big pullback. Caught his breath here. There's no good candlestick patterns on this. You notice? It's awful. Where's the dojis? Oh, here's one. It's rigged data. They rig it so you can't use the candlesticks. Don't you know how this? Look at this abandoned baby. I just noticed the abandoned baby here. Oh man, you never see this. Abandoned baby. That's right out of textbook shit right there. The fuck is that? You want to buy that? The fuck was that? Look at that. Man, that is bizarre land. The fuck was going on there? I have to look that one up unless it's bad data. Look at this beautiful hammer. Looks exquisite. Wow, look at that. That is just incredible. Look at this complete collapse. What was going on there? I don't know. I'm not really an oil guy. What was the news there when they started fracking? I think there was a fracking frenzy there. Something. When they took out that support, man, this thing just this thing fell apart pretty hard when they took this out. That seems like we're back. This is the big giant pivot. I don't call fair value. Or we're just sitting there. So we could chop around here. The big thing would be is if we could fall into this hole. This is what my dream is. So I could go buy a fucking gas guzzler at $50 a barrel. Actually, anything below $75 a barrel. That seems like a nice price. I prefer that price. Okay, well, let's go to the next contention here. The infamous gold market. Oh gosh, the gold market. This is the love for the love of gold, for the love of Pete. It looks like they top tick Tommied you there. Ah, that's a breakout. It's got to come back before it keeps going though. Oh, the banks are buying the gold, are they? One, two, three. You got your sell limits up here. Fucking nice scalp, and you're up on that trade underneath this box up here, underneath it. So now my buy limits would be sitting down here. I would buy gold at 19. So I just wait for it to come back there. I might wait like a whole year though. Come back in here, be ripe. So the other possibility is, and I know people don't want to think about this. They've loaded into the gold market so heavily. I know you want to think about it, but I'm going to show you. It can go down. It's a heartbreaker. I know it. I know it. It's terrible. But, remember this price. People are like, woohoo. And then they're like, this is support. You're good. You good, son. Keep buying it. I just keep accumulating. Every time it comes down here, I buy some more. Because look, it's going up. Don't forget, it's got an uptrend. As far as I know, it's in an uptrend. How about you, Joe? Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. And then this shit happens, and people are like, now, most people cannot step in and start buying this for 3-4 years down. That's tough. And then when it takes off, don't buy anymore. Don't chase it. Just let it go. Now, that's the way to trade it, right? Most people can't do it psychologically. This is why they say most people lose at trading only because probably they can't stay long enough in a drawdown psychologically to make money or even keep pulling the trigger year after year and finally making enough money because they had good ratios, but they kept pulling the fucking trigger. They have 9 to 10, but they're getting stopped out of 80% of their trades. But when they're right, they're right. You know, that bullshit. But can you psychologically handle? It's one thing to lose $10 on a trade or $5 per trade. That's my limit. I would say $7.50 to, I do have some $15 risk trades. I'll put a 150 pip stop on the yen. So the yen, I'll spend $10 a trade on the yen, I think. But once they start crushing 500 pips down, I'm out. I'm not putting a 50 pip stop on a trade. $50 stop. I mean 500 pip stop. I'm not gonna do it. It's just the market rarely makes that kind of move, and it's just too much work. So let them take me out with 80 pip stop. If I'm that wrong, then because I'm trying to make 80 pips, I'm trying to make 40 pips with an 80 pip stop. I think I could do that trade. If I'm getting in the right price area, it's a logical trade. It's making new lows. And if the daily range is 150 pips and I have a 100 pip stop, I could probably swing trade it. So it's really the size of the cost of each ticket, and you want to get as many tickets as you can. So it's more work as far as dropping the tickets, or placing them, but they're self-deleting, the ones I use, so they just expire. 15 minutes to 12 hours. Usually 8 hours is what I do because I'll probably get to the chart within 8 hours. If I go to sleep for 8 hours, I could probably get to it. So I try to keep it to 8 hours, and you know, I don't want to have tickets that are longer than 8 hours typically because I won't have to worry about the trade. So if I forget, I mean, if I drop something and it's there for 12 hours in the yen, I think that's going to be too much exposure to, a, and even if it's a deep price, it could still get triggered. And then I want to, usually 8 o'clock, usually by 6 o'clock in the morning, Eastern Standard Time, if I drop it then, I can capture closing into Europe closing. There's drama there. And then I really don't want any tickets there till I get to Asian session, and I'm going to drop some so that at 2 o'clock in the morning, if I'm not awake, I can get filled on a limit. And those would expire by 4 o'clock in the morning. So the market really takes off. So I'm waiting for the 4-hour charts to update. So I could technically have, typically, if 8 hours goes by, that's two 4-hour candlesticks really down hard. If I'm not awake to see that first candlestick down, the next one is down hard. It's a no-brainer to pull the trigger on that trade. It's the dumbest trade in the world. The trades that's more difficult is the finding a void to place the tickets, the limits above or below. It shouldn't matter. So you're looking for this isolated, lonely wick, a turning point, and you're going to place limits there. So I would say 80% of it should be limits and only 20% market, because how often do you get a screaming candle? Not very often. So that's like keep your powder dry. Now, if you're not getting filled on the limits because you're put them too far away from the current prices and you're not getting the price actions not triggering your limits, then you're going to want to put a little bit on at the market. So this is the difficult part. How big a position are you in, and how much do you do? Well, you just have to have a diversification of market orders. So you don't want to pull the trigger and risk $8 per trade. You want to risk maybe $3 per trade on some market. So you get $15 stop, $3 stop, a spectrum of maybe 5 different increments of stop. Same with the target. And you're just going to have a limit to how many market orders you're willing to have based on the size of the account and all that nonsense. But I would never think 2% per trade. I'm thinking 0.00001% per trigger pull or limit. This way, it's almost impossible to blow the account up, especially if the broker has a limit of how many tickets you can drop. If you can only drop 1,000 tickets, then okay, so you can be in a $1 million position. So you're if that's it, you can only make so much money. You can only lose so much money. So you'll have a limit as how much that account can make, but it's also the safety on the downside. So the gold market here. I'm gonna switch gears to this gold market. So people say I switched too many gears, but I can't get into it all. So I just have to skim over stuff that occurs that you're gonna have to worry about if you're gonna trade it. I just can't imagine if you're thinking that you can build a system, back test it, like it's some kind of amazing car that you built that's going to drive on any road you come across. It's not. You'd have to build a car to drive on a certain kind of road. So you're either going to build an off-road vehicle, which is like swing trading, like rough, or you are going to build some fucking car that goes very fast on a very smooth road. That would be scalping in the NASDAQ with your finger on the trigger and a crack pipe in your left hand. Those are different styles of making money. But for most people, I think in the middle, you know, oh, I'm just gonna get it. You could be an end of the week trader. At the end of the week, if it's really down hard, I'm gonna start accumulating position. Now you could be wrong about that, and that's when you're not gonna have the. That's when you're gonna tap out because you're like, damn, I really wouldn't think it could go down for 5 fucking months. Just like if you're selling Bitcoin right now and you're shorting into it on a futures exchange and you're saying, fuck, this Bitcoin's out of control. I mean, I sell every time it goes up 5 grand, I sell at the market. Okay, but you'd have to assume the fucking punishment of that trade. Yes, it's going to go against you, but if you can hang through that fucker for 10 months, you'll have a bunch of money. If they don't take you out of your first, all your tickets, maybe you lose a ticket or two. Well, how many tickets should I put in? So nobody can determine that for you. It's just like food, you know. How much ice cream can I eat? I can actually eat. Well, thank God they reduced the sizes, but I can eat the whole fucking half gallon. They're calling it. Um, well, because I'm not eating it in one bite either. Incrementally eating it, but only I can determine that. I wouldn't recommend anybody do that because you have a better chance shorting the Nasdaq here on the double top tick Tommies. But you know, it's something that I have to watch a movie when I'm doing it. So it's a real enjoyable situation. Ice cream still tastes good to this day. The right kind of chocolate chips on top. But trading should be like that, you know. I mean, it's somewhat you have to like the process of getting the ice cream and there's a lot of spoon. Like if I had to count how many spoons, I actually got a callus on my finger from eating ice cream because the spoon cut into my finger. So I saw this blister on my finger. I thought, you fucking ate that much ice cream. But this is what trading, same thing. If it's real money, demo money, I don't care. I like clicking the mouse and I like dropping all these fucking orders in the market because it's like a carnival, you know, and it's kind of soothing. It's a bizarre soothing feeling to it because you want to have your money working for you a little bit. So whatever you can afford, you're going to risk on something, even lottery tickets. You know, I can understand the excitement there. It's a random rewards, soothing feeling. We like that, right? That's what we prefer. None of this, no abrupt winning, out of nowhere. The casino, now that's got a vibe to it. But the nice thing about trading is you can do it in a quiet room. You could probably go to the casino with your tablet and trade your ass off. People say, "What are you doing here?" "Oh, I'm gambling." So, plus it's fun to second guess yourself. At first, it was torture. And if I dump the position where I know I have to get out, I'm typically buying. So when I see it go up into these voids, I'm like the NASDAQ right now, even gold right now. I might love my gold trade. I might think, oh, this is a fucking amazing trade, dude. And look, it broke out. I think I would stay in it. Maybe take off. Now, this is where you're, the problem is because if you say, well, I'm going to just take off 80% of the position, let 20% of it go, is that going to work? It's always going to be a problem if you dump the whole thing and you watch it go up. For me, I'm like, um, should have left some on there. I say that knowing that that's a ridiculous comment. Just like some of these psycho babes I've been with, I think, you know what? She'd be a lot of fun tonight if she was over here. And then I think, no, she wouldn't, because the police would be over here, and I'd have to explain to them why is she hanging from the ceiling and shit. It's just, it's not, is it really worth it? So as time goes on, and I suppose if you trade long enough, you can see the end of the relationship coming. You can see it's going to be bad. The euphoric high that you get when you're winning. So, but you get callous to that. So that's really the goal, is to be callous to the winning and losing of it. And just go, if you can see it outside. So you're going to watch it at a distance. And I thought, well, the people would say, if you feel like you trade your gut, yeah, but what if I'm really scared? Then can I trust my gut? My gut's really going to fuck me over because, well, but I kind of have to go against myself. But what if I end up getting good at going against myself? And now I'm like, okay, well, I don't, like, if my gut tells me, be scared, it's like this game you'd have to play with yourself, but you'd have to get to the point where uh, you'd say, yeah, I know that feeling I'm getting, and that's the fake feeling now. So how do you know if it's the wrong feeling? How do you know that, oh, maybe maybe this time I didn't give this pattern a chance last time, and the breakout trading didn't feel good because I didn't want to lose a leg on the hedge, but you know what? That made a lot of money. If you look back tested it, it looks really good. When I go put the trade on, though, oh shit, that was a great trade I just did. I should have traded that bigger because now I trust that pattern and I can do that pattern. But it's always going to be like that. I think if you're trying to get better at it, the same thing. If you're trying to play a guitar, you would just say, I could play that scale a little cleaner. Yeah, but would you play it with the same inflection? So if you clean it up too much, okay, you know what? It lost some of its kind of natural feel. So if the robot's trading the market, it's going to do a clinical view. These are the highs, these are the lows. This is why this AI stuff is bullshit. If you're going to, or people say trade your intuition. So a human's going to look at it and go, well, this market, I've seen this pattern before, but you know what? I have to realize that there's buyers and sellers out there. Why am I taking a buy position when maybe I should take a sell position? And when's the sell train coming by? Because the buy train just left the station. So if it's going up right now, I'm thinking, can I just place some limits above the market and go to sleep, or just let it happen? Let the market crash into my sell limits? Or should I get on the up train and ride like a position that's not too big, but I can make some money on the way to that limit? It's endless decisions. You could do both. You could do a little bit of each. It's very difficult to say what any one person should do until they can, if they keep pursuing it, they would grow into a certain way of doing it. And it would be okay. And, okay, so I read a bunch of books on it. And I said, well, maybe I'm going to find a book where, I agree with this guy and he makes money. Because I don't want to trade somebody's system where I think, this guy's full of shit. I don't care if he's making money. I don't want to do what he's doing. Yeah, I don't know if you understand. Um, I don't feel comfortable doing the trade he's doing, even though it makes money. So the comfort level has to fit so that you don't feel, in other words, you have to trade enough trades. I would say at least once a day, one trade. I don't know. I honestly have to trade every day, but if you just traded once or looked at the market, maybe not even traded it, but like speculated, paper traded it, or demo traded, or just said to yourself, I think Bitcoin's going to fucking 60 grand by the end of the year. So you're right about that. Oh, you open an account, start trading now? I don't think so, because not the way I'm doing it. And all these, I'm trading so many fucking tickets that the importance of each trade is kind of like diluted. So I look at the whole, um, I look at all those tickets in 1 week of trading, because you can't trade on the weekend in forex. You can on the Bitcoin. I don't know how much it's moving on the weekend, but you can't just look at one trade and say, well, that system doesn't work. I tried your system. It just does. It's fucking crazy. And I don't really care if you try my system or don't. But it is a fact that if you have, this is why people make Glock 19s and Glock whatever fucking extended magazines, that if you have enough bullets, that you have a higher probability of hitting something. But if you just have like 3 bullets, but you have a really good gun with a scope and, you know, how far away are you shooting, first of all? So if you're shooting really close up, you're probably going to hit it, right? So if you're scalping or you're putting a limit 3 pips away from the current price, they're probably going to hit it. If you're in some long range fucking gun with 3 bullets, you better be right about these trades you're putting on. And then the frequency can't be that high. So it has to be something comfort level between, well, the extreme is you get a nano account, you trade $100 positions, you trade the fuck out of it. Of course, the spread's going to be wide, and the broker is going to be like, I hope you're trading a robot on that. You're gonna get a fucking, they could trade $300 positions, right? In a nano account. And you might be dissatisfied with the amount of money you're making because you're hardly risking anything. In a perfect world, you're going to risk 1 and make 4, but how many times can you do that? I can be right 80% of the time with a 100 pip stop to make 20 pips. I mean, I could be right 80% of the time. And when I lose that 20%, it's going to be a lot. It's a giant stop. You could build a robot like that and see when you could scalp that 20. Of course, this would be a presupposing you're putting your tickets in a key level. But when it goes against you into the so-called trend or the run, yikes, you're just gonna blow up. You're gonna blow up your account. You're gonna lose a ton of money. Just lose a ton of money. That's what happens. So, I think this is obvious. And just look at this fucking gold chart. What a mess, huh? Look at this thing. I'm getting out of my gold. That's what I recommend to myself, anybody else. Get the hell run for your life. What else here? We've got the oil market. Okay, so we just got the forex currencies left here. Here's the I traded the on this demo account. So this is an account that I traded last Friday and made $2,590 on trading one case. I got some limits sitting here pending right now. So what I did was I dropped these tickets. Let me see if I can make us get to the trades I put on here. Okay, so we were like flying around here, and here comes the news. It's kind of a mess here. See if I can zoom out. I can't really capture. I gotta go to the 15-minute charts as good as it gets. Okay, so I placed these buy limits. I think these are 8 hours here or something. I'm not sure if these filled. But anyways, when non-farm payroll came out, we were, let's see, okay, this is the I'm trying to remember what I did here. Okay, so here's the euro dollar. Just before the news came out, I put I bought at the market here, and then it's kind of hard to see, but there's a 15-minute wick here. So these tickets didn't fill. These are all limit tickets I had down here. But I bought these on limits, and then at the market I bought, and I bought some at the market here. You can't tell the black arrows. You can't really see it. The black arrows are, and the market went screaming back to the floor. And these are the targets. All these blue lines are the targets. I cashed out. So I cashed this thing out, and then I threw in limits here. No market orders. I just threw sell limits in there. And I didn't pick up very many because we only came up to here. And then when I came back to here, I closed it out and went flat. This is the end of the day on Friday. Last week, non-firm payroll. And I didn't trade anything really after that on this euro. So I did the same trade on the British pound. A lot of no fills, a lot of no fills on the tickets there. So the British pound made a bigger move. These are the unfilled tickets. This is these are all market orders here, and the stops are down here. So all the stops are about the same. These are stops, there's entry, and then targets here, and this kind of auction. So it went down, took out that low, just by a couple pips, and then took out the high. The high of the day. Well, it came up to the Asian session, took out the high of the day. Cashed out, sold a little bit up here, but had settlements here that never filled, so this spikes up. Then it comes back, and I just that's a 4-hour chart. So that's a little different view. Here we go to 15. But that's what it looks like on the 4-hour chart, which I like. I prefer to trade the 4-hour chart because I can see the stack of tickets in there. So these are all, I'm pretty sure these are market orders here. They could be limits. They could be limits because they're all in a stack there. The indicators, I mean, when the market hits these arrows, it doesn't disappear the arrows. The arrows stay behind regardless. It's like a history of the drop. And the targets were here, which were pretty cool targets, even though I think I had some targets up here. These are the big targets, but I was frantically pressing the button or the limits. I don't think these were limits because I don't have any limits that have this kind of ratio. And this cashed out. And I only filled like 2 tickets up here, not a very good fill. So this 15-minute chart, I mean, this 1-hour chart, so I could have placed, and I didn't, but I could place some limits here. You'd see arrows showing up there, and I would have sold this whole thing. And this is 20 pips from here to here. It's a 20 pip grid. So I know what this would cost me, and I could do that trade because I would sell, and have it come back. I wouldn't look for I wouldn't be looking like this is a double top. I wouldn't be looking for overbought here. I would say at the end of the day, Asia, it starts to break out and go up higher. Maybe I sell limits up in this pocket. But I'm definitely going against the market. So this is 1-hour chart. As soon as it closed down here, I buy. But that's 40 pips, so I'm going to get stuck. If I can afford this, I could buy this with a 100 pip stop. Buy. I buy pretty hard here. End of the day, buy. Doesn't take out the low. Comes back up. I probably have to cash out at least the 30 pip winners here. These would still be underwater. I would buy more here because it's down. I'd have to cash out of something here. And if I wanted to hold this to be a 2-day swing, I'd hold till here and cash out everything. Probably even before this top, I'd probably dump everything I bought below this floor. So this one would be technically 7 pip winner, with a 100 pip stop. So yeah, you could definitely make 20 pips right with a 100 pip stop on most of these tickets. You buy, ching, ching, ching. All right, you're making 60 pips there on all those tickets. That's a swing trade. As soon as it went above this, sell, sell, sell. Right. That's the trade I want to do. So that's the trade I do. And the yen, it costs more money though. It's like 3 times the price. So when the news came out here, sell, sell, sell. So I sold a lot of yen. I made more money on the yen than the other trades. So I remember it now. I'm looking at it now. But this is a hell of a lot of pips too. So it's 100 pips from here to here. So this 200 pip trade. It's crazy. Sell limits. They took out some of my sell limits because I only had 30 pip stops and 40 pip stops. So right, these got blown out. So I sold really hard at the market with a 75 pip stop to make 150 pips. Sell, sell, sell. You see the targets are here. These are the targets from all these market orders. Then these targets when it came slamming down here, I bought pretty heavy at the market. I mean, at the market and on limits, mostly limits here, because I was not in that big a position by now. I came back to here, which was the floor. I just got out. What was that? Put some sell limits in Monday. Never got filled. Last night I got into this trade. Not very big. Not a big fill. If I was started buying below here heavier, this is definitely the top tick Tommy. So it's very easy to trade the yen. A lot of top tick Tommies and bottom tick Bobbies here. But this is a 40 pip, 50 pip sell off to make 50 pips. So you're gonna need some money to trade the dollar yen. But it's a lot of fun there. I would just trade 1 ticket here and trade 2 tickets on the euro. Or 3 tickets on the euro, 1 ticket here to make it about the same balance out. We'll make sure it's balanced out there. You don't want to throw a rod or something. Things out of balance, things can start vibrating and just go catawampus on you. You don't want that to happen, son. I told you once, I told you 100 times, gotta keep it balanced. I gotta be a consistent trader. I told myself I'd be a consistent trader, and here I blew up all the accounts. Now what am I gonna do? Son of a bitch. People say, if somebody asked me last month, do you think I should buy Bitcoin? I'm like, dude, I wouldn't fucking look at it's up. I'm just saying I wouldn't bother with trading it or buying it just because it's so ridiculous. And this thing costs $47,000 a coin. How big are these coins, son? Will they fit in the car? What did you go buying that shit for? Now what are you gonna do? Got nothing to eat for dinner. Like 50,000, like 52,000 doesn't look too bad. It's going to fucking 100,000. Man, I bet these Bitcoin people are just loving it. But so it's all climaxing. It's over. Put a fork in it, man. You can't be greedy. I'm running the monthlies here to keep perspective on the whole situation. Because if you'd run this on the 4-hour chart, there's way more data here. This market's not even fucking open sometimes. This one's not open. Gold market's not always open, but on the monthly chart it syncs up. So this is the buy oil, sell Bitcoin, sell NASDAQ, sell gold. This is a buy. These are sells, obvious fucking Lee. This is a buy in the 15-minute. Look at this thing take off to the upside. Let's put everybody on the 15-minute chart here. Let's do this wrap up here and see. Okay, what's the trade we want to put out here? Okay, let's put some buys in this one. 15-minute. Okay. Turn on the let's see that navigator there. Rearrange charts. Okay, let's get some trades limits going in here. Let me use my lazy double clicks. So I just double click this right here for 15 minutes. 30 minutes, we got 3K in there. Let's put some tickets in there. Let's just go hog wild, just click it. Same thing on the pound. Let's just buy it on dip here. So I just put some limits in there and walk away. There you go, that's it. Sell this guy. Okay, sell limits here. These are just singles. Sell the yen. Put some single sell limits up there. All right, that's it. I'm over it. I quit. I'm quitting the band again.